Mr. Speaker, may I have your permission to read a statement by the Honorable Zuera, but it's for and on behalf of Savannah MPs.
No. By the rules, you can ask question for and on behalf of a member, but regarding the statement, show me by the rules that gives you the authority to make a statement for and on behalf of another.
Mr. Speaker, I make this statement on my own behalf.
I don't remember admitting any statement in your honor. Yes, Honorable Richard Achampong.
Mr. Speaker, you are right. But when they presented the statement to me, I received 3 statements on the same subject matter. So I brought only one to you. But since the lady is not here, let's grant permission for Honorable Shabu to read. It's a Savannah statement.
To read a statement that I have not admitted.
Mr. Speaker, looking at the circumstances.
Well, probably then you may have to use standing order 3 to suspend the rules. Yes, Honorable Kinsley Nyako.
Mr. Speaker, with the utmost respect to your office, when I was reading the votes and proceedings, I realized that Mr. Speaker has said, if you look at page 8 at the apex of the page, second paragraph, if you indulge me, I'll read. The Right Honorable Speaker, at apex, he urged members to restrict the business of the emergency meeting to the matters for which the House had been recalled and to maintain the highest standards of parliamentary conduct. So we have been recalled to transact specific businesses. So I'm surprised we are bringing in statements when Mr. Speaker has himself
immediately after adjournment, one of your leaders caught up with Mr. Speaker, and there has been certain discussions leading to some instructions that I have received. So if you don't want your leader to eulogize his deceased chief, come out and say so.
Then, because I was not privy to this very important information, that was why I raised it.
Very well. So now that you are privy to the information,
so then
you have to rest your case.
The floodgates are open for statements to be made.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Deputy.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, with your guidance, I was going to make an application under the Order 3 to allow Honorable to read a statement, which is similar to statements that have been brought to you earlier.
So is Honorable Zuera here?
No, she's not. But Honorable Shaibu is here.
That is why I said, for me, I owe fidelity to the rules. The rules allow you to ask a question when you have the authority of the questioner to do so. But there's no rules of the House that allows you to make a statement if the maker of the statement is not available. So probably in the circumstances, Deputy Minority Whip, can we take your statement?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, before then, let me listen to
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Patrick Yabuama.
Mr. Speaker, it's good you are in the chair and guiding the House with your knowledge of the rules. You mentioned rightly Standing Orders 3, but the power to interpret or supplement these rules lies in your bosom, Mr. Speaker. But if you read Standing Order 3 on suspension of the orders, under 3.1, it deals with motions, suspension, Let me read with your kind permission. Subject to the provisions of the Constitution, a motion for the suspension of an order or part of an order may be moved without notice with the leave of the House.
Yes.
I don't think it deals with statements that these rules could allow for the suspension of orders on statements.
Yes, but if you look at the order very well, one, that motion to suspend any part of the rules is not on notice. So you get up on your feet and you seek leave to move that particular motion. So it's not going to be an advertised motion. So in moving that particular motion, you indicate part of the rules or the rules that are supposed to be waived. Then when the House agree, the rules are now waived, and then you can do whatever you are supposed to do, which the rules ordinarily do not allow. Do you understand? That is the waiver that I am talking about. So if the House agrees that yes, you cannot make a statement by the rules, you cannot make a statement for and on behalf of another. But this House, based on the motion moved under Order 3, decided that though the rules does not allow, let's allow it. Then in that case, whoever is presiding must abide by the decision of the House to allow that to happen, though the rules does not allow that to happen.
Thank
That
you.
is why
I agree with you, Mr.
I'm
Speaker.
making reference to that particular rule. So
I agree.
until that is done, I owe fidelity to the rules.
Yes, but a champion cannot on this occasion. So I'm
Yes.
happy you disallow that. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise with a heavy heart, a spirit burdened with a deep sorrow to inform this august House of an irreplaceable loss that has befallen this nation, our region, and my constituency. It is with the deepest regret that I announce the passing of our giant, a patriot, a father, His Royal Highness, retired Major Sullemana, the paramount chief of Tolong traditional area. Mr. Speaker, Ghana have lost a man. The people of Tolong have lost their protector. And Mr. Speaker, I have lost a mentor, a guardian, and a pillar of my development. Mr. Speaker, the news of his passing struck me like a tender, leaving a hole that I fear will take years to fill. It is a loss that goes beyond the boundaries of our traditional area and touches every soul of this nation. Mr. Speaker, we are not just mourning a chief, we are mourning a soldier, an officer who rose the uniform of the Ghana Armed Forces, a senior officer at the military to the rank of a major as retired. Born in 1943 in the humble town of Tali in the Tolong constituency, his life was a testimony of courage. From its very beginning, he rose through the military ranks with distinction that it was his principal stand during our nation turbulence, times that defined his character. When history recorded its darkest day in the coup of June 4, 1979 and December 31, 1981, retired Major Sullemana stood firm. He resisted. He chose the path of constitutional order, a path of personal risk, because he believed in the rule of law and sanctity of the young democracy. For his conviction, Mr. Speaker, he paid a heavy price. In 1972, he was forced into exile by the NDC government. He was torn from his homeland, his family, his people. But here, Mr. Speaker, that mark of a true great soul. He was banished from this country, yet he never allowed a seed of bitterness or betrayal to take roots in his heart. He endured the pain of exile with a dignity and grief that is beyond our understanding. He never bothered ill-willing against anybody, a testament to his profound humanity, his unshakable belief in a better Ghana. And when the call of duty came again, he answered. A grateful nation welcomed him back in 2001 after the victory of President J. Kufuor in the 2000 general election. He brought his military strategic knowledge and character to the corridors of power. Having served in President Kufuor's government as a deputy national security coordinator, he understood the future of Ghana rests in the shoulders of the youth. Mr. Speaker, when President Kufuor called on him to advise him whether there would be any military coup or uprising in Ghana, he advised him that the only coup he could see in Ghana is the youth of the country rising. He then advised the then President Kufuor, as he was, that he will need to initiate the Youth Employment Agency. It was his baby that the Chief Major Sullemana advised the President then that the youth of Ghana could rebel if nothing is done about the unemployment situation. Having brought the idea of the youth employment to the then government, the government implemented it, and at certain instances faced a lot of challenges. His idea and his experience that he gathered through exile advised the then government to introduce what was called talk tax to finance Youth Employment Agency. Mr. Speaker, while he served the nation, his heart and his primary devotion were always to his people and the sacred tradition of the Dagbon Kingdom. As the paramount chief of the Tolon traditional area, he was the embodiment of our custom. He was a living history of our people with his title, Tobilan Chama, indicating the commander of the Dagbon army. The Tolona is the commander of the Dagbon army. Was not a mere title, it was a reflection of his persona. He was a warrior of peace, a commander in the fight for justice, and a general in the war against corruption and land grabbing. Mr. Speaker, it's worth noting that the Tolona is one of the only chiefs in Dagbon who have never sold or sell land to anybody throughout his reign over 20 years as the chief of Tolon. Even though Tolon is like 15 to 20 minutes from Tamale, he has never in his lifetime sell land to anybody. If a member of the community or anybody wants a land, the Tolona will humbly ask you, what do you need the land for? You give your indication, a land is allocated to you to do or to bring the development you ought to. Mr. Speaker, his leadership was a resemblance and a traditional governance. He brought upright, strict, disciplined, fair, and a moral of justice. His court was not a place of oppression, but a sanctuary of revolution. Mr. Speaker, I can stand here and say with absolutely certainty that not a single soul ever accused him of unfairness. In him, the rich and the poor, the young and the old, the commoner and the prince, and all found a common ground of equity. In his house, Mr. Speaker, he speaks often at the need for unity. But His Royal Highness retired Major Sullemana did not just speak of unity, he lived it. He is the only traditional ruler I know who commands universal respect from all political divides. Politicians from both NDC and MPP and every other political party, regardless of their affiliation, all look up to him, whilst referenced because of his open fairness and justice. No political party could ever accuse him of bias, for he was a chief for all, a father to all, a symbol of unity he so desperately craved for. He proved that it is possible to be just and fair without fear or favor. Mr. Speaker, let the drums of Dagbon beat beat a sober rhyme. Let our voices rise in the chorus of lamentation. For Ghana, for the Tolong traditional area, the entire Dagbon kingdom, we have lost a great son. We have lost a man whose legacy is written not in stones, but in the heart of the people he served and the principle he stood for. Mr. Speaker, he has gone to join his ancestors. He has departed from the land he loved and protected with all his might. The Tobilan Chama, the chief warrior of Dagbon, has laid down his shields and spears, but his spirit, his example of courage, his unwavering commitment to justice, and his profound love for his people will remain with us forever. Farewell, my chief. Farewell, my father. Farewell, my mentor. Farewell, my traditional ruler. Farewell, the last of a noble breed. May your soul find an eternal peace. Mr. Speaker, worth noting that the day of his demise, at 9:20 a.m., I received a call from him telling me, MP, I just called to greet you and see how you are doing. Keep up the work that you are doing. Only to be told at 12 noon that the chief was no more. Less than 3 hours after he placed a call to me. We have lost a king. We have lost a son of Dagbon. And Dagbon will miss retired Major Sullemana forever. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Members, that is the statement. Yes, Honorable Shaibu.
Mr. Speaker, I'm exceedingly grateful for the opportunity to say a few words of the late Tolona. Let me thank my brother, the honorable member for Tolong, for this beautiful statement of a king, a chief who has unified many, many, many people, not just the people of Dagbon, but indeed the entire northern sector. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, the late chief's father was also the paramount chief of Tolong traditional area. Indeed, at the time his father was paramount chief, my father was also paramount chief of the Waspe, that's the Daboya traditional area. And these two paramount chiefs were so close, Mr. Speaker. Never mind that the two constituencies will share a border, and it's just a little community that divides the two. They were so close. And they conferred, and even though coming from two different traditional areas, there was that cohesion. So he became the paramount chief and continued the legacy of his father, uniting the people of the entire region. Indeed, before Savannah was carved out of the then northern region, it was one region made up of diverse tribes and ethnic groups. But this was a chief who united the various chiefs. Indeed, the loss is not just for Tolong traditional area. It's not just for Dagbon. It is for the entire northern sector. And so, as we pay tribute to the late king and chief of Tolong, we can only pray, say that may his soul rest in perfect peace. Mr. Speaker, you would note that a few hours before he died, he placed a call. And that is why in the Quran, we are admonished that it is Allah who gives, and it is He who takes. And when He chooses to take you, there is no time. And so please, it is a clarion call that while we live, we don't know tomorrow. So live well today and leave a legacy that we will talk about you tomorrow, just as we are talking about. Mr. Speaker, on that note, and without more, we wish a farewell to our great paramount chief. May Allah be with him. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Nitiwulu, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to say a few kind words about the late Tolona. Mr. Speaker, it's not every human being that departs that people say kind words about that person. And so, when we rise up on our feet to speak kindly of him, it is because he deserves it. Mr. Speaker, this was a disciplined soldier. This was a dedicated, honest, and trusted soldier. This was a traditional ruler who distinguished himself when the Gbon needed such people. At the time that he became the regent of the Gbon, and at the time that he moved to become the chief, the Sasansi chief of Tolon, the chief warrior of the Gbon needed men with courage, with conviction, with discipline, and love for the people. And he exemplified that type of person. Mr. Speaker, as captured in the statement, in 79, when the issues happened in 79, he was then at Southern Command. He was one of the people who faced what we call the bullets. Because everybody knew the Major was there. And if you don't capture Major, then whatever they were going to do was never going to succeed. And so they read the bullets looking for him. But like they say, I may give him the name Alezini, how he escaped and finally became the chief, nobody knows. But he managed to escape. And I believe God spared his life for a reason, for what he has become today. Mr. Speaker, not just that, in 81, 82, 83, I don't remember the year, he came back to Ghana and was in a house in Kumasi. The soldiers surrounded this house and raided a lot of bullets into the house. And how he escaped again, nobody knows. Mr. Speaker, your guess is as good as mine. No wonder he became the chief warrior of the Gbon Kingdom. So I say, Mr. Speaker, with all pride, that we should be proud of the late Tolona Major Abubakar Sullemana. He lived a good life. He never discriminated. And he always said to me, as the God that created me, and for most of you, that he will be at the right hand of Allah and sitting there and looking at us. I am sure that he will be with his father at this time, because he was also a religious, traditional man. And for all of the Gbon, and for all of Ghana, and for all of the North, I am sure that his replacement, his spirit will guide us to get a good replacement like him. Not many people depart the world in the way he has departed. Right after prayer, he goes to his maker peacefully. People suffer in the hospitals. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes, Honorable Baba Jamal.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to eulogize one of my slaves in the North. Unfortunately, in this month, I've lost two big slaves in the North, and I'm in a very sad mood. Mr. Speaker, Major Sullemana was a great man. He was not only a soldier, but he was also a leader. when we were growing up and were hearing Major Sullemana, his name exudes a lot of confidence. And that is why, even though he is no more with us, we take pride in his achievement as a soldier, as a selfless person, and as a chief in the Dagban traditional area. Mr. Speaker, it is important that when such people pass, we take some lessons from their lives. And one major lesson we all are proud of is his dedication to supporting justice and supporting things that will bring development to his people. So he served the nation as a soldier. He went back to also serve his people as a traditional leader. And I think that it is right that we remember him with all these kind words, and also pray that Almighty Allah will accept him into the kingdom of Firdaus, Jannatul Firdaus. As a Muslim, we believe that is the highest title or the highest heaven you can go. So we pray that he...
Mr. Speaker, a lot of people have been invited to come to Tolong to pursue various development projects by the chief because he believes that the land in Tolong, the land in Dagbang, must be used for the benefit of the people. This is the kind of man we are talking about, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, when such people die, it is only noble, and I'm happy that your Right Honourable Speaker has given the opportunity for us to eulogize this man, because the Tolong now was a great, not just a warrior for Dagbang, but a warrior for Ghana. Mr. Speaker, aside his traditional fortitude, aside the fact that it upheld strongly the tenets of the traditional and the custom of the people, the Tolong now was also a his moral uprightness is something we need to commend, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, he was a very diligent Muslim. He was a diligent Muslim, and you will not see the Tolong now in his free time not holding the rosary, the Muslim rosary we call the tasbih. He would be, in fact, holding it in remembrance of his Lord, his Maker. And this is something that I also believe and also share with other people, that the Tolong now is going to be resting in the bosom of the Lord. In fact, I have absolute faith that the circumstances surrounding his departure and the fact that he had just said his prayer and went to rest peacefully and enjoy his Maker is a clear testament to the fact that Allah is well pleased with the soul and well pleased with the life that he lived. Because if he had done something that is at the displeasure of his Lord, Allah would have probably recompensed that by letting him suffer in illness or in sickness before he joined his Maker. Mr. Speaker, there is other one thing we need to remember about him. He was an embodiment of political tolerance. Mr. Speaker, the Tolong now is the only chief you will find that different political parties will visit him in his palace. Then he will join them in celebration. Whether you are NDC delegation coming to his palace, he will join the celebration as if he was a member of the NDC. If you are an MPP delegation coming to his palace, he will join the celebration as if he was a member of the MPP. He was very tolerant, and you will see his clips flying on social media of him joining in the songs of the NDC and joining in the songs of the MPP, joining the youth, joining the people to celebrate their various political differences. And these are the sort of chiefs we want. The fact that the Constitution has provided that chiefs should not be engaged in active partisan policy, this man demonstrated that particular dictates of the provision of the Constitution. And Mr. Speaker, I will just want to, on behalf of the people of the Mamprugu Traditional Kingdom, the people of Dagbang, and the people of Ghana, also convey, especially on behalf of the people of Walewale to be precise, convey our heartfelt condolences to the people of Dagbang and to the people of Tolong for this great law. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to thank you, and we wish our king to rest in perfect peace. We say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, to him he gives his life, and to him we shall all return. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, we have another statement standing in the name of Honourable Shaibu Mahama. You have the floor. Honourable Shaibu Mahama, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, it is rather in my name
Very
on
well.
behalf of the caucus.
Very well.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. To Allah we belong, and to Him we shall return. Mr. Speaker, I rise on behalf of the Savannah Regional Members of Parliament Caucus, and indeed on behalf of the entire people of Savannah Region, to make this statement on the demise of His Excellency Tingara Al-Haji Samson Seydou Abdou, Savannah Region's representative on the Council of State. Mr. Speaker, it was with profound shock and heavy heart that this caucus received news on the 23rd of August 2026 that the Tingara Abdou had been called to eternal rest after a period of illness. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of my colleagues, to share with this House the weight of the loss that Savannah Region has suffered. Mr. Speaker, the passing of Tingara Abdou marks the end of an era of quiet, dedicated service to Savannah Region and to Ghana. He was a son of the soil, a founding member of the National Democratic Congress in the Bole Bamboy constituency, whose public life spanned more than 40 decades of selfless service to our people. He began his career as an accountant, safeguarding the physical integrity of our schools and district administrators at a time when such discipline was very needed. He went on to serve as District Chief Executive for Bole from 2009 to 2013, and later as Regional Director of the National Health Insurance Scheme for the Eastern Region, carrying the same integrity and diligence into every office he occupied. Mr. Speaker, Tingara Abdou carried the mantle of leadership with equal distinction in both political and traditional life, a rare feat achieved by only a few. As chairman of the Council of Elders for the Savannah Region, NDC, he was a trusted custodian of party unity and wisdom, a voice of reason to whom younger leaders constantly turned for counsel. And skinned at the Tingara in 2013, he bridged the wells of governance and tradition with with a grace that few can replicate. And his election in February 2025 to represent Savannah Region on the 9th Council of State was fitting national recognition of a life spent in service to our dear country. Mr. Speaker, Tingara Abdou leaves behind a legacy defined not by title, but by trust, and the trust of the communities he served as an administrator, the trust of the party he helped to build from its very founding, and the trust of the traditional institutions that relied on his wisdom. He was a fluent bridge across the languages and peoples of Gonja. He spoke Wale, Dagbanle, and beyond, and in his embodied the very, and this he embodied the very unity that Savannah Region continues to strive for, and that this honorable House holds dear. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Savannah Regional Members of Parliament Caucus, I extend our deepest condolences to the bereaved family, the chieftaincy institution, the leadership and membership of the National Democratic Congress in Savannah Region, and to the entire people of the Bole Bamboy and the wider Savannah Region. We mourn a father, an elder, a statesman, a friend, and this House mourns with us. Mr. Speaker, I pray that you will permit this honorable House to observe a minute of silence in his honor, in tribute to a life so faithfully spent in the service of Ghana. May Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may Savannah Region continue to draw strength from the example of service he leaves behind. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make this statement. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Honourable members, that's the end of the statement. Any comment? Yes.
Mr. Speaker. Yes. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Zuera, you have the floor.
Yeah, it's around now, so I thought you will take that statement as well, and then we'll combine the comments, if that's okay.
Very well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity to pay tribute to a man I called Daddy. I want to thank the makers of the statement, the Savannah Regional Members of Parliament, who put together this brilliant eulogy to celebrate the life of a man we will miss today, we will miss him tomorrow, and we will miss him every day. Mr. Speaker, the Tengaura Al-Haji Samson Seidu Abudu, born on 7th March 1957, lived a very, very illustrious life. He lived a life that was worth emulating. This was a statesman. This was a traditionalist. This was a royal. But, Mr. Speaker, he had a way of coming to you at your level so you could associate and have everyday discussions with him. Mr. Speaker, in February last year, I was a little bit surprised when I was called to a meeting on the precincts of this parliament. And when I entered the meeting, there was Tengaura himself. And his mission was simple. He had come to meet the Savannah Regional MPs of the 9th Parliament. The first thing I said, Chief, but you should have called us home. And he said, no, you deserve my respect, and I respect you, and I honor what you, sons and daughter of Savannah, are doing for the Savannah region. We engaged in discussions around what his vision was about becoming a member of the Council of State. And every sentence he made, Mr. Speaker, was about how we could use such opportunities to leverage development to our people in the Savannah region. For me, as the Member of Parliament for Salaga South constituency, I connect to the late Tengaura in another way because his mother comes from my constituency. His mother comes from the Brahma family of Pembi. And so oftentimes he comes to Pembi. Every time there's a celebration, a funeral damba, you see Tengaura there coming to pay homage to his uncles and relatives. Mr. Speaker, this man, Tengaura, as district chief executive, worked very hard to bridge the gap of development between the North and the South. He brought the same industry to bear on his role as a Beza, we call them those days, accountant of the Education Ministry. He used that to sponsor a lot of daughters, sons and daughters from the Savannah region, made sure they were able to go to school without fears of missing school due to payment of school fees and other essentials. He carried himself very well, and indeed he endeared himself to all of us. So I wasn't surprised when at the elections of the Council of State, he won the election. He won it gracefully and he won it massively. That is the testament that the people of the Savannah region have for this great son, Tengaura Al-Haji Samson Seidu Abudu. Mr. Speaker, as we all join in celebrating his life, we also pay our condolences to his family, his immediate family, and to his wife and children. And we tell them, Dio, Dio, Dio. Savannah region is with them. The Parliament of Ghana is with them. And indeed, as we are admonished by the Holy Quran, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna illahi raji'un. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to join my colleagues in eulogizing a man of peace, a man of discipline, a man of courage from the Savannah region of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, indeed, he was not only a royal son of Gonjaland, he was also a great servant of Ghana. He served as an accountant and as a bearer under the Ghana Education Service. He also served as a district chief executive for the Bole district from 2009 to 2012, and later became the member of Council of State representing the Savannah region until his last breath. Mr. Speaker, I first encountered Chief Al-Haji Tingaura in 2008 when we both contested the NDC primaries in 2012, my good self for the Salga constituency, when it was known then, and he also contested the Bole constituency. We both lost the primaries in our bid to become members of parliament. And so we were invited to the regional office in the Tamale when we were under the northern region to encourage us to support the winning candidates to win the seats for the NDC. It was at that meeting that he told me that he heard some rumors that I was going independent. And so he wants to advise me that if that intention was there, I should abandon it because there is wisdom to wait, there is wisdom to gather courage, and there is wisdom to ensure that you stand firm, you stand, to be encouraged to support the NDC to come into government. And so there was no doubt when we won the elections, we were honored by His Excellency, late Prof. Mills, to serve as DCEs. And so I became a DCE for the East Gonja district, and he also became DCE for the Bole district. And so any time that we met as a caucus in Tamale, what he would always say is that, you see, the sacrifices that we have made has brought us here. And so it was no doubt at all that when I won my first bid to become a member of parliament in 2013, he was also appointed as the regional, health insurance manager for the Eastern region. And so what I can say is that Chief Tingaura was a leader. Chief Tingaura was a courageous man. Chief Tingaura is somebody the Savannah region would miss dearly. Indeed, when I equally lost the elections in 2020, and he eventually became the chairman for the Council of Elders of the Savannah region, he came around and said, my brother, now that I am the chairman of the Council of State, I will ensure that you return back to Parliament. And so there was no doubt that I came back here and now popularly known as the chairman of the Asha Returns in this chamber. And so on this note, I want to extend my sincerest condolences to the bereaved family I want to extend my sincerest condolences to the good people of the Savannah region and also Ghana at large. We have lost a great leader, and may the good Lord, receive him very well on his right hand.
Yes, Honorable Mahama Shaibu.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I join my colleagues from the Savannah region in paying glowing tribute to a great man. Mr. Speaker, not just a traditional ruler, but a public servant, a politician, and above all, Mr. Speaker, a cadre who lived the ideals of the revolution. And that's what has brought us this far. Mr. Speaker, the late Tengaura served as a member of the Council of Elders of the great NDC in the Savannah region. And he played very key roles in reconciling various factions immediately after primaries. I have been a big beneficiary of the wisdom and the counsel of the late Tengaura. And so he rose also to become the highest political person in terms of elective position, representing the region at the Council of State. Indeed, he's played various roles in public service. And today we have lost a great man. We have lost a man who will put us together and tell us what the revolution stands for, and we should live by the tenets of the revolution: probity and accountability. Indeed, we have lost a man who will gather all of us by the fireside and tell us stories of tradition, tell us stories of our political tradition and the cultural tradition, and tell us stories of how we should live a life worthy of emulation. Savannah region has lost a great king. Indeed, the entire Ghana has lost his wisdom and contribution to the Council of State. It's something that we can take. Indeed, as part of the constitutional reforms, he's called me several times to ask pertinent questions about the role of chiefs and how the new constitutional amendment, chiefs' role can be affected. And so he was a man of many colors, Mr. Speaker. Indeed, we have lost a great personality, not just for the Bole traditional area, for the Gonja kingdom, but the entire nation. We can only pray that the Almighty Allah will grant him Jannat al-Firdaus. May Allah console the family, may Allah console the kingdom of Gonja, and may Allah be with him as he moves on. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, may we be in our feet to observe a minute silence. Honourable members, may the souls of the two heroes rest in perfect peace. Amen. Honourable members, indulge me to acknowledge the presence of Atlantic City scholars from New Jersey, USA, led by Orua Kofi Edusei, Chief Executive Officer, Bibiniba Tors. They numbered 15 On your behalf, I welcome them to Parliament of Ghana and urge them to have a fruitful visit. Thank you for coming. You may resume your seat. Yes, Deputy. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we have done less than 2 hours and we are to adjourn the House, so we are in your hands. Thank you.
No, that is not how standing order 56.2 says. So you may do the needful.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that we adjourn the House.
Your motion move for adjournment. Any seconder?
Speaker, interestingly, the deputy whip, interestingly, she just walked into the chamber. And it's quite revealing that he walked into the chamber to move that we should adjourn. We've just done 2 hours, and you want us to go home. Speaker, my colleagues, Speaker, our colleagues should do the needful. There are very good reasons why we're recalled. And one of the businesses that were advertised is the banks and specialized deposit taking amendment. No, we don't want to come tomorrow. Speaker, we don't want to come tomorrow and be told that it's not ready. The MPA bill is not ready. The specialized deposit amendment bill is not ready. Tomorrow, don't come and tell us it's not ready. So having said that, I'm willingly support the motion for adjournment.
All members, motion moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. This being a motion for adjournment, I'll put a question. As many as are in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. No. I'll put a question again. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. No. All members, the ayes have it. The House is accordingly adjourned till Wednesday, 26th August 2026 at 2 o'clock in the forenoon.